Put your hands together. Mr. Abayomi Tunde is an award-winning global tech hero and a digital transformation leader. He is globally recognized for his impact in product innovation and execution. He currently serves as lead IT project manager at FSDH Merchant Bank, where he drives digital initiatives and products that enhance customers' experience, automate operations, and integrate innovative financial solutions. You know, this was not in his bio, but he's also a very, very good-looking young man. Can you come up and say it, Mr. Abayomi? Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. I think in our product management, I'm going to time myself so that I'm not running beyond the time. Okay, so the topic before us today is actually from classroom to digital product. We all know that the classroom is the four walls of the building where we learn, right? We are able to acquire knowledge, from people probably older or even younger than us. So I'm going to take us through a journey, and thank you so much, Redeemers University, for having me and the Computer Student Association. Thank you so much. Please give yourself a round of applause. All right, so let's move to the next slide. And now, I'm going to be taking us through, like I said, the journey of moving from the classroom, right, to breaking barriers when it comes to building products that matters. And I have seen, a couple of feedback when Mr. Daniel was presenting, so thank you so much for that engagement. Now, let's log into the session. Our username is RAN, and then we'll be logging with the password, breaking barriers at 2025. Next, please. Okay, this is next. Sorry, I wish I had my remote control, but that's fine. So right now, the next slide actually has to do with a story that I'm going to take us through. I don't know if the technical team is having any challenge, but okay, stop there. So I'm going to take us through the journey of a young man, right? I think at this point it wasn't that handsome looking young man, right? But here it was in secondary school, and I was years back. Next, and then from the classroom, right? He was able to migrate or transition into the university. That was the University of Ibadan. And from there, please can you just help me move to the next slide. And from there, from the University of Ibadan, he was able to, serve his country as a youth corps member. And from there, he was also able to start engaging by being a part of the Code Lagos initiative, where we trained over 1 million students on how to code using Scratch and Python. And that was an initiative in the past government administration. Okay, so yes, let's move forward. And that was a young man when he was serving. That was me in the university when I was in 200 level. That was me serving. And that was me championing the Code Lagos initiative, where we're training students on how to code from primary school. And then we had hackathon. And the last picture is actually, that is me on one of the popular national newspapers, where I actually won the award as a global tech hero in the product category. Now, this is just to tell you that your dreams are valid. In school, I studied physical and health education. You know what that means? PhD teacher. That's what that means. You have studied computer science, so you can imagine how much you can achieve. So I was, a PhD teacher in the university, and then this is just our dashboard. I've worked with Code Lagos, I've worked with Code Touch Tech, EOTechron in Nigeria, Paragon Global in Malta, Harris Consult in the USA, Tropic Dreams in Nigeria, Otterwise in the USA, and also the United Bank of Africa in Nigeria. And I love watching football. My mantra is trust the process. As you can see my check, I'm actually console logging, trust the process. And it's that process I want us to believe that it's actually achievable. The next slide, please. Now, currently in the world, we have people who are over 5.5 billion connected to the internet. So it means that the more the people, the more the barriers. And what that states is that when we have enough barriers, or when we have more than enough barriers, it means that there is an opportunity for you out there to shine. If everything has been solved, right, there will be no opportunity for you to break barriers. Barriers actually means that there's a problem that you need to solve. And I believe that everyone in this room are solution providers. And I think I can see that from there. Now, if 16% of the world's population are online today, like I mentioned, it means that there's an opportunity for you out there to try. There's an opportunity out there for you to put your name and say that yes, I can be part of this thing. Now, it doesn't have to just solely, be you, right? Like I said, it's more about collaboration. That's why on the flyer, when I saw disruption, don't go and disrupt anything. Right now in the world, we have more than enough developers. We have more than enough. See, my speakers are smiling because they know it is saturated. It is then when developers used to be hot cake. Right now, they are cold cake because there's a lot. And there's a lot for AI that's already achieving coding. Right? My very young man that built, what you have built is a vulnerability assessment and penetration scanner, right? Where when you publish your code, you're able to see, SQL injections, right? You're able to see the JS library, is it up to date, right? So that's what he has built. Right now, what he needs to do is to collaborate more with people, to use that tool, right? To better the life of software development. Now, next please. So, I'm going to ask this question. Why do you think that digital products fail? Is there anyone that can just give me an answer? Why do you think that digital product fail? Because actually, there's a product out there that has failed over the past 8-7 years. Good example is BlackBerry. Somebody who was mentioning this Windows mobile phone, Lumia. I'm not sure if you use. How many of us here use BlackBerry? Wow, you're an old man. Wow. Okay, so we have Lumia out there, and then there are also some products, digital products like Okada. So these products actually fail because sometimes the product are no longer market fit, right? Sometimes it could also be due to government regulations. But in essence, what it means is that we have products that will actually fail. And I have also built a product with some of my colleagues that has failed. So standing in front of me is a man that has failed, and also a man that has been successful in some areas. So don't think that this young man is. I'm not almighty. I think I have failed even more than I have been successful in building product. So those are some of the lessons I'm going to pass across, so that you don't have to go through that space again. Next, please. Now, in this current world, right, in the software space, in the tech space, we have something we call Agile. Agile is not a methodology anymore. It's actually a mindset, right? And what I'm going to pass across in this slide to us is, please be open to change. BlackBerry, maybe Okada. During COVID, there was an application called Clubhouse. I'm not sure if we use Clubhouse, right? I think it's the millennial, Gen Zs. I don't know some of the products I can mention, but yes, Clubhouse, there was Thriller. What happened to those products, right? I think it was because they weren't open to change, because the market is dynamic. Everything changes. Change is constant. So you must learn to be open to change. Back then, in the years, developers, when you come to them to build a software, right? And in the process of building that software, they will tell you that please don't bring another requirement. If you give them another requirement, they will be frustrated. But right now, currently in this world, Agile means that your mindset has to be worked on. Because as a developer, as a product manager, as a cybersecurity engineer, as a UI UX designer, right, as a DevOps engineer, you must be very open to change. Because what you are building right now, by tomorrow, might no longer be required. Right? It might no longer be required. So please, your mindset is actually very critical when you are building software product. The market keeps on changing every now and then. Every now and then. So you must be very open to change. Now, next slide, please. Okay, I think I'll spend 10 minutes. Next slide. Now, that takes us to what I'm going to talk about this particular entity, how powerful I call a product manager. A product manager, right, is a visionary. You are actually the one in charge of building and managing how the product will be developed by your team, by your product team. And it means that at every point in time, you must be the one that runs with the vision and can carry others along when it comes to building that vision, right? If you are not able to believe in that vision and run with it, then trust me, exactly, at the point in time, you won't be able to carry people along. Because when challenges and tough time comes, if you do not believe in what you are building, right, you will stop. Please, as of today, why do we believe that we need to brush our teeth and have our bath? Because we believe that if I don't do that, we have mouth odor, my body is going to be, start becoming, a bit more, passable, right? People will come near you and all of that. So, and that's what it means that as a product manager, you carry the vision and you carry the people. The people, the product team, your shoulders are what they rest on. And that's how you're able to carry them at every point in time. So, as a software developer, as a UI UX designer, of course, right, you have your areas. But at the same time, when you have product managers amongst you, they are able to carry that vision and keep on reminding the product team at every point in time that this is how it works. And you hold the why. Now, let me ask you, why are you building this scanner?
Well, very simple. Because for programmers to be able to know when and why their code is not.
So he's building the product, right? Because he wants to be able to validate the functionality of a code base, right? He wants to be able to validate the security of a code base. That's why he's building a product. So he has that vision. He's already automatically a product manager. Why? Because he knows why he's building it. So every time I ask him, if I wake him up during the middle of the night, he can tell me that, bro, Abayomi, why I'm building
go through that major barrier, like breaking barrier, but like in a more practical way.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. So what I see is that he sees the fact that he has dual activities, being able to balance between academics and actually the profession he wants to chase. Now, how you're going to break barriers is look around you. Who are the people that are code? Right? Look around you. Which problem or what problem do you want to solve? That is your first starting point. If you are not able to identify a problem, please don't start yet. Because you just be building a software for building sake, right? So the first thing is identify a problem or talk to people. You can, as a product manager, you know what we do now. You do your user research. You can send out questions and say, what is the most prevalent problem that you're experiencing in your community or in the school? Start with the problem, identify with the problem. Now, what you need to do is mobilize a team. You need people that can code. You need people that can test. I think there's also a DevOps engineer, people that can help you deploy a solution on cloud, right? Pick those teams, pick that team. You are the visionary. You will carry them along. If it is only on weekends, right, that you want them to work because of their academics, please do it. Which year? Which year are you? Which year? Yes, have a weekend, meeting with your team, right? If you're able to make them believe in your vision, they will definitely do it. And there will be issues along the way, but trust me, eventually, even if it is a version 1.0 that you'll be able to build, trust me, you will get it. And that's how it is. Problem, mobilize your team and start. Start first. When you have a problem, you will resolve. Funding to scale your product, right? So those are the businesses. But as a product manager, you are working in between these entities, right? To ensure that you can drive and then you can actualize the product delivery. Next slide, please. Now, I mentioned something from the beginning that we are actually here. We want to break barriers because there are problems. We have problems a lot. And there's a problem called for product managers. You cannot break barriers without solving a problem. Please, if you are the easy lifestyle person, please, that is not a good attitude to start with. In tech, you walk, right? You walk. Exactly, you walk. It's not somewhere you say, I'll walk for an hour or two and then I'm going to relax myself. No, you walk because you have to add to be product that will be usable. And the problem part is that, what is the goal? Now, I mentioned something about building a ticketing hub for Redeemers University, or as simple as in your cafeteria, right? Do you even have like a POS system where you can just punch in the amount of food that you want to have? You can deploy a solution, right? That on your mobile phones, people can access, students can access, right, using the link, and they can make order. And then the people at the desk, at the cafeteria, right, can get the order and they can deliver the food to the person. Why? Because there are also e-commerce applications out there that are very easy to tweak. They are very easy to customize. Very, very easy. And they will say, who actually built this thing? And then you are selling it to Norma Jones criteria, you are selling the solution to, what's it called? Mr. Beast criteria. So you are selling it to different people because you'll be deploying the build differently. But you know you have the application and you're deploying to different, places or restaurants and all of that. There's really nothing stopping you from doing that. Now, let's move on. And then you have why we're building, what do we also need to achieve? Do you want to reduce the queue? I think when we came here, you guys haven't started, we had to go to one criteria after the health center, and then we saw a queue. Like, so when you're thinking, not as a student, right, but someone that is really has garnered himself to build digital product, there's a problem there. What can tell me the problem there at that criteria? So, anyone? I think you want to talk to that, yeah, let me come to you.
Alright, the problem is queuing, waiting for a long time before you get your food.
Please give me one round of applause. Now, you are solving that problem because you will reduce the waiting time. Because people can just sit and then make their order, and then people at that desk will get it and say, oh, we just received an order from Taiwo. Taiwo, please come and pick up a order. Right? So you must, by then, you're already breaking a barrier. Because people don't have to wait for a longer time to do what they need to do. Next slide, please. Now, there's a product delivery, and I'm going to take us briefly through the life cycle of product delivery. Like I said, as of now, there's a problem, and that problem you need to solve it. If you don't want to solve the problem right now, I think it's just better for you to just pack your books on the iPad and just leave. Because people that are here, I'm seeing them as problem solvers, right? Now there's a problem, and when there's a problem, you identify that problem. You need to know what. See, don't just build products for building sake, right? If I'm going to ask him again, what do you think is the problem that motivated you to build a VAPT scanner, right? He will be able to tell me. So you must know or define the problem. The next. Now, when you define the problem, you will have what we call a product roadmap. The product roadmap will show you the duration, the deliverables of what you want to achieve, at a given point in time. Okay, we talked about, let's call that application that will reduce the queue, maybe like a menu desk. in your product roadmap, you can have the first iteration to say, I just want people to be able to place an order, and then the admin at the back end will get that order. The second iteration can be that I want people to make payments without having to go to the stand, right, to make payment. Using what? Maybe the likes of Paystack or Flutterwave, those integrations are there for you to consume, right? And they make payment. Don't worry, Paystack or Flutterwave, they will settle those admin. You don't worry about how the payment ecosystem works, right? Just worry about what you are solving and make it usable for people. Very simple. The next piece, and then when you have that product roadmap, you have the product backlog where you are grooming your features and saying, first thing I want to deliver is product order, and the next one I want to deliver is a payment system. And then maybe later you can now start saying, oh, let's even begin to have like a reward system. So if you place 5 orders on my system, the next order will be free. You will see how many people will rush it. Trust me. But people are smiling, right? Because you are beginning to see that there's an opportunity. And when you make 5 orders, see, it's not because people want to make 5 orders. It's because they are seeing that when they make 5 orders, they're able to get the next meal free. And that's how you get people to adopt your system. Next, please. Now, there is a sprint where you have, like I said, there's a product team that you work with. So here, if you're a visionary, if you're a leader, call this guy. I think this guy is Mr. Ronaldo. Call him. I think there's one guy too that spoke here that said to build something. Was he here? Yeah. Yes. Call these 2 guys. Call ladies too. They are good software testers. They know how to look for issues, right, and bugs. Call them. It could just be a team of 3 or a team of 4. Call each other and say, yes, we are going to build a ticketing application. Oh, we are going to build a menu desk application and build it. It's not going to be easy. But trust me, when you get to the end, you'll be happy you did. Because when you leave Redeemers University and you're looking for jobs or probably an opportunity, the first thing they will ask is, what did you do when you were studying computer science? Right? Isaac is a very good example, right? In a company I worked for, Isaac was an intern. Isaac currently is the founder of ETC Vibes. I checked the application recently and I'm like, oh wow. Do you know how Isaac started? Isaac, he didn't have a mobile app before. The web app was very horrible. But do you know what? He started. See, start first. Don't worry, but just start. Build something, right? Build. See, it will get better. Do you know that the likes of Uber and Netflix, if you saw what Netflix was when they launched it before, if you see the interface, movie will not suit you to watch. But now, if you look at Netflix, why? Because they didn't get there in a day. So that's the thing. Start first. Now, next please. So I'm trying to rush now. Then you have test the system, next please, and then you're able to ship the features to the users. Again, when you're able to mobilize a team, you call Ronaldo, you call Messi, you call one person, you build something. Before you even ship it out to Papa John's restaurant, you can just ship it out to people in your, I think they call it class, your friends. Let them use it, let them give you feedback. And that is what it is. Next please. So, the Agile is, how many minutes we just tell 25. 25 is too much. So, so I was going to try to rush. So now, okay, let me take us through this Agile methodology life cycle, right? Because it's also one of the methodology or the process life cycle that you're going to initiate or be involved. When you can start using it here, right? I'm a preacher of Agile. And you also use it when you live here. Sorry, everybody here is studying computer science, right? Or is studying, you're all studying computer science. Who wants to be a developer? You want to be a developer? Please just raise up your hand. A developer, a software developer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who wants to be? Okay, who wants to be a UI/UX designer? 1, 2. You that are building VLPT scanner, you want to go back to design. Okay, alright. one UI designer, 5 software developers, software tester, a QA engineer, whether manual or production. Nobody. Wait, I think I need to do something. Let me have to. What do you want to? I don't like asking this question. What do you want to become in the future? Because when they ask me secondary school, you know what I was telling them? I was saying aerotic engineer. Do you know why? Because my friends wanted to become an aerotic engineer. You wanted to be a pilot, okay. But wait. Let me ask you. What do you intend to achieve after you're done with computer science as a degree? No, there's no answer to stand up, don't worry. Let's go. Cybersecurity, okay, that's fine, okay, that's number one. Please, can you give it to her? Yes. Cloud engineer, okay, cybersecurity. So she wants to become a DevOps engineer. How about you?
I want to make data analysis.
Data analyst, okay, so we have a data analyst, okay, that's fine. How about you? You're networking, you have a pro teacher here. I've been able to push out a pro teacher. How about cybersecurity? Okay, so we have a lot of, oh, that's nice. You have cybersecurity. So, you have cybersecurity people here now. Oh, you want to be an AI engineer? Okay, that's fine. I think you can roll too. There are a lot of cybersecurity engineers there that you can work with. Why not work with them to scale your products? How about you? Cybersecurity. Yeah, okay, that's great then. So, as a cybersecurity, as a developer, as a cloud engineer, talk to me. Okay, all right. So you have this methodology that you're going to go through, and I think I would also, don't let me go into this because I want to round up. Next, please. You said I have 5 minutes more. I'm a very time-conscious person. Next. Now, these are your responsibilities as a product manager. The product must be valuable, it must be usable, right? It must be feasible in terms of, is it technically possible, right? What is the architecture, what is the infrastructure that will be involved, right? Next is, it must also be what? Viable. Does it make sense for the business? Does it make sense for Papa John's restaurant, right? Next, please. And that is the responsibility. Please, next. Now, I'm going to use ChatGPT as a use case, so you that you want to become an AI engineer. ChatGPT is valuable because, as you can see that as a student, right, it can help you with your research work. So that is the problem that's already being attended to, right? You're already preparing solution which ChatGPT is doing. I think I saw a statistics recently about maybe 87% of students now use AI for their research work. Then, around then, they can all relate to, there was no, because ChatGPT launched in 2023, there was GPT before, but GPT, you could only work with GPT as an engineer, right? Because it was a model. But ChatGPT gave GPT an interface, right? Where people can actually go and ask questions. Next, please. And then, please, next, my engineer. Next, is usable, right? Because you can search. Next, please. And then, in terms of the feasibility, it's scalable, right? There's an application of a large language model, right? Next, please. And then, it's valuable. You know, ChatGPT, we also use tokens, right? Because you find out at the point in time when you prompt ChatGPT too much, if you're not on the paid version, it will tell you that come back tomorrow. So those things are actually using tokens to give you that access. Next, please. Who is in charge? Please, walk with me. I think less than 2 minutes more. Okay, so I'm also going to show us like a launchpad when it comes to, because right now, you don't have to wait to finish after the University before you start applying for jobs. Please know that. And with some of these things that you build amongst yourself, it can be like a leverage to get jobs out there. Now, there is a cheat code. When people say that if I learn one tech skill, right, I will get hired immediately. No, you will not. And you can. But most of the time, right, you will not. Now, that you said, someone says, okay, UI UX designer, cybersecurity, that's very good. I like that. Then you don't need soft skills because you can code. Yes, you can code, but when they put you in that company to work with people, but because of your bad character, you cannot work. So you need to also learn soft skills. I think there will be initiatives in the school where they teach you soft skills to, emulate. Then once CV does not fit for, if you are applying as a cybersecurity engineer, you cannot apply with that same CV as a DevOps or a UX designer. So please, you see me, I have 4 CVs. I have one for project manager, I have one for product manager, I have one for business analyst, and I have one for a technical writer. So depending on who shape you want, I will wait for it. You understand? Sorry for using my other stuff. So, and then you don't need a portfolio. You need a portfolio. You can just, I think there's one tool now with AI. Just tell it what you want to build a website for you and to build it. It's just build a portfolio for you. Yes, it's just build a portfolio for you. It's as simple as that. And you're saying you are shy, you cannot network. Please network. I want to see, that cohesion, right? Working amongst yourself to break that barrier. Next, please. Now, I think the MC said something that really struck my chord. He said, wisdom is the application of knowledge. Now, today I have given you an information, right? It is now left to you, right? To make use of that information. They say information is king. It is left to you to make use of that information and apply it for it to become what? To become knowledge. And that's when you say that you've been able to build something that matters, that is usable, that is valuable, and people can use it. Next, please. I think I have about 2 or 3 more slides left. Next. Next. So please, dream. Do. Most importantly, see, I'm a fan of the one in between because there is work to do. If you want to break barriers, it's not for people that are sleeping, right? It's for people that want to achieve things, right? So please do. In fact, just cancel that dream and achieve. Do first. Start first. Do you understand? Just start first. Don't dream. You are not David, right? Don't dream. Just do. Just build something that matters. Next. And next, please. And I'm very sure that you will definitely achieve. Now, this is just a summary, and I don't want to read all these things out, but what I'm saying is, if we have about 5.5 billion people, right, that are connected to the internet these days, it means that there are more opportunities to latch on, right? There are more barriers to break. And with what I've said, in terms of being able to dream, to do, to achieve, to build something that matters, identify problems amongst yourself, in your school, in your community, and do it. And then I'm sure that you will be able to break these barriers. Forget about this banner. What will make this banner a banner is when you do something and you build something that matters that people can use. Next, please. I think I'm rounding up now. And I don't know if there's room for question and answer, but we can go to next. I think I'll spend my time. I think I'm on like minus 2 minutes now. So right now, thank you so much for joining my Serena talk. Right? Thanks so much. And this is also how you can link up with me, and I appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for having me.